Alright, let's go! World Cup hype! This time we have the top 8 uh, between France and Greece. Having made it all the way to the top 8, these both teams have shown great skill, uh, especially France beating out the Netherlands in the play-in very comfortably 5-0. But this time we have, as I said, France versus Greece, the first game actually of this top 8. This is going to be very interesting to see who takes the initiative here. And as you might have guessed, it is Liforge versus the enigmatic Bill Kirlisarmy. And let's have a quick look at the decks before the players get started. Also, stay until the end, because at the end I have a unicorn spoiler for pack 4, so stay tuned for that. But here we have the forest deck. It is some very interesting Moricedo stuff. It's Secret Void, Opposing Authorities at Moricedo, Shameful Kurmori, and Retire on the Stronghold. It is of the old restricted list, that's why there's things here, don't worry about that. We see Valiant Oathkeeper, also Haughty Magistrate, see Tsukune, and Starry Heaven Sanctuary. Ooh, that is very interesting, especially since he's running Consumed by Five Fires. Illegal deck, yeah, very much illegal. He's also running Ufushikai and Pacifism, and Dragon Splash, Ancient Master, Tattoo Wanderer, and 3 Let Goes. So really going for the favor here. 3 Sensors. 1 Benton's Touch as well. Ooh, this is a really spicy deck. 2 Cloud Mines can come in handy to combat those Lion triggers. We see 3 Displays Power. Okay. So I'm not sure what this deck tries to do. I guess it kills towers. So we'll have to see what Curtis can do about that. Looks like one of the players having browser issues. Gives me more time. World Cup is going to switch to new RL in the semifinals. So next round. This is Curly's homemade triple victory easy World Cup cut deck. Kunikoma Keeper of Air, Ken's Nugaka, Spectral Visitation, Disarmable Assault, Under Stronghold probably. Shuffle Display and Art of War. And he's running 41 cards in each deck, like the real big brain he is. We see 2 Totteries. We see 1 Champion of Yomi, interesting. We see Drummer. We see 2 Ujaki. We see 2 Hollow Victories, and for the splash we see Noble Sacrifice, we see Sober Approach, Voice of Honor, and 1 Studio Law. It's also running for Shame. And we see the very interesting 3 of Regal Berry. That is going to be very interesting to see if Curlis can utilize these in this open list. We'll have to see. So yeah, this is a triple victory. He can win on Dishonor, he can win on Stronghold Break, he can win on Honor. Usually, mostly Honor and Stronghold Break from what I've seen. But it is a very interesting deck actually. See if the players are ready. They are ready. Okay, so we're just getting started. But they have the wrong clock. No, chess clock is fine. Alright, World Cup hype. Dishonor console loaded, yeah. Usually when you play Honor, you can get those 5-1 swings or those big bid swings. That could lead to Dishonor as well. Excuse my if I cough or something during the stream. I try to mute myself, but I've had a bit of a cold, so we'll have to see how this does. We'll see out of the box, Cone Prodigy to get some honor. Deck built to adapt to how our game goes. Yeah, I can see that. Going with the unicorn theme of adaptability. The lion again, do what we do. He copy us. Solemn Scholar with 2 Fate. Isn't Kirlis running... He's running 1 Assassination. That is very aggressive from Liforge. He's running Tataka. He is running 2 Tataka, so that could be the case. Kirlis passes. He's fine with the 1 Prodigy. And this tells me that he has a Regal Bearing in hand. Ooh, we see Valiant Oathkeeper with 2 Fate as well. So should have been Unicorn, would have been over by now, yeah. And yeah, we see Liforge dropping his speed here to lower the value of that Regal Bearing from Kirlis. Although drawing 2 cards is fine as well. Ooh, Kurimori. That's probably gonna switch to military. Or if Liforge is feeling lucky, he could switch it to Earth. Though I don't think that will be necessary. This is probably gonna be flipped into military. And Kirlis is gonna be sad. No defense. Flip to military, force a pump, and then display power. Could be a cool line of play. Yep, we see the flip. We see an assassination from Kirlis. Sorry. I tried to get it in my mind and it's Kirlis, not Kirlis. Yep, there's the Fankatana from the Prodigy. I think Liforge is fine with this. Void doesn't do much against these 2 fated characters. Looks like all the French and all the Greeks are watching and supporting their players. Very nice of them. 4 passes. And we see no display of power. Ooh, okay. And a slam. Tessin to defend. So that's good for Kirlis, I think, because if Liforge goes for political now, Kirlis gets another chance to get a Regal Bearing off. Drawing 2 cards for 1 Fate is pretty good. It is okay, at least. And we see Earthring for Liforge, probably a good choice. Get some of those cards out of Kirlis' hand, I say, and he finds Art of War. We see Prodigy Defend, that's probably a good choice. Ooh, and a Banzai from Liforge. That is aggressive. Seeing as he is attacking Art of War. Oh, let's zoom in a bit so you can actually see what's going on. That's better. Excuse these scrolly things. My computer likes to have them. And Art of War breaks. I'm used to having it zoomed out because I play Unicorn and I've been playing Swarm for the last couple of days. And we see the Regal Bearing get discarded, so no Regal Bearing fun for Kirlis. But we see a Steward of Law. Okay. Huh. Is he going to attack with that? I'd assume not. He is going to attack. Okay, even with the Scholar trigger up. That is very interesting. He's not running ready for battle. He can't play take-up command. If he plays take-up command, I'm not sure. He does not. Phoenix Holding is if 4 more fate was removed in the fate phase, gain 2 fate. So he's gonna gain 2 fate here actually, Liforge, with that Steward play. There's the bow. Yeah, so very interesting line of player from Kirlis actually. There's an assassination in the Sun Scholar, which he avoided before. Okay, that's a bit of a loss of value. Interesting. Although that means that Liforge won't get the Story Heaven Sanctuary trigger now. But yeah, a bit of a loss of value here. He could have not played a Steward Law and just waited for Sun Scholar to attack and then assassinate the Scholar. Just overthinking himself? Yeah, probably. Or maybe he has had one or more of a certain alcoholic beverage. We don't know. Both are equally likely. This means that both players are tied for glory. No favor. No ancient masters for Liforge. I think we're gonna see Liforge keep Sukuni here. It's gonna be really good. Kill his drinks. Yeah. Yes, he does. He did when I met him, as well, at least. We'll see. Haughty Magistrate. Ooh, that is pretty good. There are some high glory characters on the Lion side, but with the IMS trigger, they are nowhere near as glorious as the Haughty Magistrate. So yeah, I think I'm gonna see either Tsukune or the Magistrate. Probably Tsukune, although I wouldn't blame him for playing Magistrate as well. For Kirlis, a bit of an interesting choice actually. Maybe Adherent? Not sure. Before thinking about what to buy here. And it's gonna be Tsuki. I was totally wrong about that buy. Going for Tsuki instead. I'm putting 2 Fate on her as well. And it's gonna be Honor General for Kirlis. And the Prodigy. That's some honor back. And both players bidding 5. Liforge thinks he's safe now from Regal Bearings. 1 gone. Of course, there are 2 more left in the deck, so there's always a chance that Kirlis has found another one. We'll have to see. Now, Liforge, what is your first conflict? Probably water. Water with Valiant Oathkeeper. Try to bow Prodigy and or the Steward Law, and then get Suki Armor. Sounds like a plan. But judging by the Dynasty buy, I could be completely wrong in this as well. Really taking his time early for still has 30 minutes left, 32 even, but time is ticking, and time has been a part of many games in this World Cup actually. I've seen a lot of games go to time. Both players pass, and we do see the military water. So they'd get something right at least. Okay. Now let's see what province he finds. We have Kensen no Gaka, we have Dishonorable Salt. Okay, in Dishonorable Salt in row. What is under Stronghold then? Spectral Visitation? Probably. Oops, there we go. So probably, yeah, Spectral Visitation under Stronghold. I actually like that. Could be a nice tempo swing against these high glory characters. So yeah, that is a very... I like that choice by Kirlis. Like if Tsukune had gone in and found this Honorable Assault, goodbye. See, Tactical Ingenuity, go on the General. And yeah, Liforge is just here to get a defense out of Kirlis and get to honor Tsuki. I think he's fine with the honor general blocking. In the general fancy court games, that's pretty good. Before again, considering if he maybe has a bonsai, he could go for the winner. Oh yeah, he's gonna go for the bonsai. Called it. And no voice, no honor from Kirlis. He probably has another pump. Or he doesn't mind. Yeah, a return bonsai from Kirlis probably seals this conflict. Tsuki gets honored. Okay, so probably now Void could be a good choice. Protect his prodigy. Fire as well. Try to get Tsuki dishonored with the court games. Yeah, Fire is going to be the choice. It's going to go into Kirlisarmy. Put the pressure on Liforge to make another decision. That is actually kind of interesting because that is actually Kirlis playing, not playing Lion versus Phoenix. It's Kirlis playing Liforge here. You have seen that Liforge is taking time to consider his choices and making him make another quote unquote more difficult choice. Take more time out of Liforge's plans with this military fire. So Liforge could switch it to political to try to get some court games going, but we know that Kirlis has a court games as well, and flipping it to political could also mean Regal Baron. Military poses a lot of problems as well because Lion has a bunch of military pumps. Could defend it, but then there's Q Nikoma slash Champions of Yomi. So yeah, quite a difficult attack here. Unless there's display power, then it's totally fine. And Liforge decides on a completely different path and goes assassination on the prodigy. Probably the safest choice. Ooh, but we see prepared ambush going down on Kirlisarmy. Might see a message runner. Or try to break with the Bushido here. Might see the break actually. No, we probably won't because that's gonna get flipped into political. So probably just the message runner. For passes. Yeah, the message runner. That's one bonsai gone for each player. I think there was only one in each deck. Yeah. So that means that 2 costers and 1 costers are free to go. You can fate them all you want. Kirlisarmy switches the ring to Void. This is definitely a display power, and I think Liforge wants that fire ring for himself. Could see a second bonsai from Kirlis to try to break. Yeah, we do see the second bonsai. So So Korimori is definitely gonna break here, unless there's a conflict character from Liforge. But that means that there's no display of power. I think Liforge is fine with this. This breaking. Yep, Liforge passes and it breaks. And no display power. Judging that it's not worth, I guess. Just voiding the Prodigy wouldn't do much, and only general has 2 fates, so maybe saving it for a better time. Or maybe Liforge doesn't have display power. Just doesn't have display power. Instead we see him going for a air political. We do know that Kirlis has a court games. Therefore probably has a return court games. Because he is attacking dishonorable assault as well. So this could get a bit ugly. See, just a steward law defending, so probably regal bearing. That's nice. Getting to draw 4 cards. So there could be dishonorable assault into just for shame. Before is running against waves though, I think. He is running 2 against waves. So I'm not sure that is worth it here. Cloak of Night, ooh, that is good. Cloak of Night is really strong here. This is most definitely gonna break, I think. Because now Kirlis can't interact with Liforge at all. Yeah, we see Kirlis just resigning that conflict, pass. Not much else he can do. Ooh, and we see Clarity of Purpose as well from Liforge. Spending a bunch of cards here, but it might be worth it. He's gonna protect another province from the Prodigy, probably. I mean, the rest of the row is really tough to attack. It is like Upholding, it is Seppuku, and it's Shameful Display, right? Yeah. 7 fate, now 6, yeah. He's got a lot of fate. Ooh, and Kirlis finds Shameful Display. That's a very rough attack. Probably gonna see the court games though. After the Shameful Display trigger. And I think Kirlis has at least 1 for shame as well in hand. Considering he defended with just the steward law before. We'll have to see. Let's have a quick look at the hand sizes. So Liforge is down 5 cards, and they're equal on fate and about equal on board. I'd say equal on honor, but Liforge is 1 extra province on the breaking score. And now we see Tadaka. Tadaka is gonna come down and discard a random card. Not a Sharp in the Mind, because that's gonna get attached to Prodigy. Good play by Kirlis, stalling the Shameful Display trigger. And also very nice play by Liforge, stalling with Tadaka. That's 2 actions to stall. So prepare for war, getting discarded. I think Kirlis is totally fine with that, right now at least. Can Kirlis stall again? Yeah, he stalls with the sharpen mine. That's also 2 actions. So this is very nice play. And Liforge stalling again. Can Kirlis play another action? We'll have to see. He's considering something. And there's the court games to honor. Okay. Kirlis deciding to honor his own character instead. Now do we see the shameful display trigger? Or does Liforge just big brain this and pass? No, we see court games. Okay. That's very good by Liforge having that court games here, I think. That's one court. Oh no, there's a voice of honor. So Kirlis seeing this play as well, yeah. So 1 court games played by each player, and 1 voice of honor gone for Kirlis. This is gonna mean at the end of this turn probably that Liforge gets the favor, and with 3 sensors that would be rough for Kirlis. But of course Lion does have that very strong dynasty deck as well. So let's see, before considering something here, Kirlis is fine with this. And no shameful display trigger, whoa. So they mind getting themselves out of not playing shameful display. Shameful display should not work as there's no legal target on. That is what you would think if this was a card game that made sense, but no. If there's a target that can change, like one of those targets could be dishonored, you can't trigger shameful display. So yeah, I'm not sure how to better explain it. Yeah, if there's a target and both targets can change in some way, yeah, just assume it works. You can, if both characters are honored, you can dishonor one. If both characters are dishonored, you can honor one. Basically. Okay, next turn. Ooh, we see Steam Library for Liforge, that's great. And another Honor General, so a lot of military strength. Ooh, and a Centauro. If there's an issue, assume it doesn't work. Yeah, pretty much. So pretty good flop here from Kirlis. Centauro, double General, and Liforge getting a dupe on Tarakas, so that's both Tarakas gone. And I think this might be a Iona play. Iona is pretty good here, getting to Bow General. I think, yeah, Tsukuni is a bit too expensive. Now, do you see the players drop their bids? No, still 5 to 5. So no dishonor here. We're going for stronghold victory. Stronghold break, even. But this is going to be tough for Kirlis to get through. It's Appalling Authority and Sampo Casado left. He does have a bunch of glory on his characters, so he can somehow break Sampo Casado. Wait, did... Okay. So I missed how many rings Killers had at the end of third. So Liforge did not get the favor. And now we see a let go, and the second voice wander spent on that let go. That is, hey Eric, I stole your stream. To be fair, I do have a card spoiler for pack 4 at the end of this game, so I think it's okay, right? But yeah, it's very interesting that he spent that voice on that let go. I'm gonna move this like here. That's good, yeah. That's good. And we do see Sampo Crusado. This is probably gonna be a defense from like Yona. Yona and Mori Trigger. Or defend with Suki and Mori Trigger. Yeah, it's fine. As long as the games get streamed, everyone is happy. Because these are some good games, as we have already seen. Some really nice plays by both players. Kill is baiting out a non-shameful trigger from Liforge, and we saw that very difficult firing last round as well. And some very big brain 2-cost play by Liforge, challenging that assassination from Killis. And we do see Tsuki defense, and that's probably going to get box triggered. We'll see, for shame get discarded. That's very good for Liforge. And we know Killis has another court king. Ooh, and there's the third Regal Bearing. That's going to be huge this turn. Because Liforge is on the Consumed by 5 Fires and not on Pulse Debate. So that Regal Bearing is going to go off this turn if the Protege doesn't get bound somehow. Like, for example, Liforge could go Watering next turn, next conflict. There we see the box trigger, and on general just goes for the second. Tactical Ingenuity finds Forwards Echoes. Uh-oh. But I don't think it's gonna get spent here. This might even be a Centauro move home. Nah, that will probably not happen, because then Liforge can just move home as well. This is probably gonna just be pass, yeah, pass, and Stronghold trigger, bound to that guy, that's so strong. And Centauro, and that's another fresh double Tactical Ingenuity ready to go. So Kill is really getting that card advantage going here with that third Regal Bearing on the way and those 4 Tactical Ingenuity triggers. It's crazy. Yeah. Disguise and characters gaining abilities is a very interesting what called? Combo mechanic. Good thing Lion can't run away with the dragon. Yeah. That would have been quite disgusting. Wow. They can run Smuggling Deal though. Smuggling Deal is good, right? Sariona getting in. Finding Spectral Visitation. So it's not Spectral Visitation on the Stronghold, it is Kensen no Gaka? No, it could be Shameful Display. Yeah, I could see Shameful Display on the Stronghold. Sure. And the third Honor General. So many generals. Where's the army though? Like, so many chefs, but where's the soup? Killis finds a second for Shane. Just joining. Looks close. Yeah, it's very close. Liforge looked to be a bit ahead last turn, but this turn we saw double Tactical Ingenuity, quadruple Tactical Ingenuity actually. Centauro do what do you call it? Disguising over a Honor General. and he's gonna get a Regal Bearing off this turn as well. So really gonna be ahead in cards at the end of this turn. He is out of cancels though, so going void here could be risky. Probably just gonna see an airing here. Air or earth could be good. No, he's gonna go for the void. Skills play Call to War. Let's not play Call to War. Oh, this is risky. Cutting line needs to give up a restricted card. Yeah, that's another discussion for another day. So some Crusade is probably gonna break here unless there's a move in and then what do you call it? Another against waves. One is already played. One left in the deck. I have pen and paper right in front of me. I should just take notes, really. But I'm too lazy to do that, so I'm not gonna do it. You're just gonna have to keep up with me flipping between the pages. And there we see the Regal Bearing. Draw a bunch of cards. Up to 17 cards. Only 5 cards left in the deck though. No taking isn't allowed. This is my stream. I make the rules. I make all the rules. And there's the display power. That is a huge display power. Wait, what? 3 Voice Wonder? Oh, I didn't see. Okay, he's playing 3 Voice Wonder. Never mind. Okay, I thought he was only playing 2. I misread his list. So that's why I should have been taking notes, I guess. Uh-oh. So then it's a huge Void Ring there, getting a display power out of Liforge and getting a Void Ring off, saving his Centauro. See, I think Kirlis is definitely swinging this game in his favor. He's up on board with 2 honored characters, Centauro with 2 technical ingenuities. He is equal on breaks, equal on honor, soon to be down to 0. He's gonna have to be careful about his conflict draw here, though it's probably just gonna be a 1 bid. Yeah, he has the card game gene. He can just slam the cards. Like, did you see Greece's hype video? I think it was last year. That's Kirlis in basically every game that he has ever played. Actually, every card game that he has ever played, that's Kirlis. For passing, no conflict characters and no guest waves. Kirlis getting a favor as well. So now, yeah, this is looking rough for Liforge. He's down 15 minutes. He's down everywhere. He's gonna have to either dishonor Kirlis, which is gonna be hard because honor characters and card draw. He's up 8 cards. Ooh, but we see lost papers though. Oh, that honor general. It's nice. Uh-oh, but there's Ujaki. Ujaki, I've heard, is pretty high roll. He's pretty strong. Although this flip is not very attractive for him to trigger on. Could get a keeper and a chronicler, I guess. For 4, this is probably gonna be Tsukune. Could go Dreamer with 2 Fate. Okay. Still going for that low cost character spam. Oh, and we see another Centauro. That is huge. And another Honor General that was shuffled in. Or what? There has been like, this is the 4th Honor General that's hitting the table. That is hilarious. Like, one is Centauro, one is on general, one came from Spectral Visitation. I'm not sure what's happening here. Both players just pass. Okay, so no one in general getting played for Kirlis. Okay, yeah, Kirlis is just gonna forebears in the Ujaki because we saw him draw a forebears before. Kirlis with the 1 bid. Getting some honor here. I'm putting some pressure on the 4 actually. Down to 4. Though 4 honor is a long way to go actually. If you're not drawing backhanded compliments and stuff like that. Liforge again considering here, he's running out of time. 12 minutes left. He does have an open province to attack, Spectral Visitation is pretty good. Yeah, 12 minutes to attack 2 provinces, that's kinda tight. See Dreamer going void. He's gonna have to make some quick decisions here. Oh, and it's gonna double attack, okay. Very aggressive player from Liforge. Going into Spectral Visitation. Do see Centauro defend. Probably means that Kirlis has another conflict character. And of course it doesn't want Tadaka on the stronghold. Even though it's probably a shameful display. Don't think it could be Ken's Nogaka. Centauro finding a third Banzai. Tadaka removing 3 cards. Let's see. Oh, when he finds the reserve, that's very good find for Liforge. Although considering that Kirlis has found his whole deck, pretty much, he might just have another conflict character in hand. For passes. Do we see a conflict character? Yeah, we do see the second reservist. So that's all conflict characters gone for Kirlis now. Imagine if you hadn't had that conflict character though. That would have been huge. Like before almost getting a free break. Though I think Kirlis, yeah, definitely has another court games in hand. I think we saw that getting pulled earlier. This is an interesting attack, going for Shameful instead of Holding. Although, never mind, it's totally fine because Champions of Yomi. Just baiting out the Tadaka defense here. Before passes. Okay. Ooh, and there's 4 Burst Echoes. 0 fires in this card, yeah. No Consume Buff 5 fires have been played yet. Cloud of Mine on Ujaki, that's 1 of 2. Do I think there's a Prepare for War left? Yeah, Prepare for War. Played on Ujaki. Let's see if the 4 has the second cloud. And we do see the second cloud. Does Kirlis run 3, pair 4? He does not. Okay, so this is getting clouded. And reservist is getting bowed. But I think Kirlis is totally fine with this, because as I said, Champions of Yomi is gonna slam into this province next conflict. Most definitely. There's a for chain to dishonor. That's gonna bring Kirlis to winning here actually. And there's the bait. There's the shameful bait. So there's the shameful trigger. No, there's the Solbian approach. Okay. Huh. So now Kirlis is just winning. And he's not gonna get the champions here. Interesting. And he has no way of readying characters. He has no... Oh, he has Tessens, right? Yeah, plays Tessens. And there's Ufushikai. Whoa. Oh, and prepared ambush. That's gonna break this. We see the one of Ufushikai dropped in here. That's awesome. Even though it's just a blank 2+ for 2 faith. There's the Honor General. And yeah, this is most definitely gonna break here. Did you want to loss but not to break? Because box, yeah. This is a bit more expensive than the lineup play, than the champions play, but I guess it's more certain that it breaks this way, because there could be conflict characters, there could be ready of Tadaka. So yeah, this is a safer play, definitely. But he would have saved like 2, 3, 4. He would have saved 8 fate if he hadn't played Forebears, the Forebears, the General, and the Solbian approach and prepare for war. But we do see the against waves here. So we're gonna see Tadaka breaking. Oh, okay, he had another character, never mind. He had a keeper initiate. I didn't see that. So he had a way of getting another conflict in. This is gonna be Tadaka breaking Spectral Visitation, most certainly. Well, there is a court games, so maybe not. If there's a defense from the keeper and no counter court games, no, just no defense pass. Okay. And we do see declarative purpose to prevent Kirlis from getting anything out of the last conflict. I do think he will. I do think Kirlis would like to reveal Retired to the Brotherhood here. That Tadaka does in fact have Ufushikai equipped. He has stolen Ufushikai from Tsukune to keep it, to give it to the crab. Actually, he's gonna give it to Kuniyori so he can perform Maho on Ufushikai, because that's what Tadaka does. He performs Maho along with his buddy Kuniyori, because the crab and the phoenix are Maho friends. For with the court games, do see the counter court games from Kirlis. Do see the counter court games. We've seen one noble sacrifice gone, so there's still one left, so it's probably wise for Liforge sacrificing the favor to prevent Taraka jumping off a bridge. But we see Ancient Master coming in to save the day. So that is huge. Hey, Mr. Action John himself, ready for some World Cup action and a unicorn spoiler in just a couple of minutes. Because Liforge is down to 5 minutes on the clock. We see a Centaur dupe, that's pretty big. We see a Venerable Historian, that's... What awful card did we get this time? You'll have to see. You'll have to see. It's from pack 4. It does have a horse in it. It's purple. That's all I can say for now. Sounds awful, yeah. Before with the 3 bid, going down to 2 honor here. 2 honor is more than 0, and he needs the cards to combat this huge military attack that's coming. For going double water, just because that has a fate on it. The ring doesn't really matter here. Pacifism on the general. That is interesting. I guess the general is more skill than Centauro. So I guess that's fair. Here comes Ujaki. He wants to have a talk. This might... Do we have any clarity of purpose left? There's one clarity, right? Yeah, there's one clarity of purpose left. Yeah, I think that's more valuable than the 2 tactical ingenuities. We don't know what's in Killer's hand, but maybe he doesn't need the 2 cards. What am I talking about? It's Liforge that's playing the pacifism. Yeah, Liforge thinking that Kirlis last 2 cards don't really matter more than the plus on the general. And we do see the 3rd clarity purpose. That is huge. Unless he gets bowed anyways by a Forshane. Do we see a sensor? We probably see a sensor on this. No sensor, wow. Do we see the 3rd court games? Because that's a pretty huge Forshane. Ooh, and finds a 4 Bears Echoes. That is big for Liforge. That is 2 4 Bears down. And Noble Sacrifice. Ooh, and there's a sensor. He saved the sensor, that's nice. Very well played by Liforge. Baiting out that I don't have a sensor with the Forshane. Ooh, but prepared ammo share is going to be big. That's going to be... No, let go. So that's 2 let goes. So players are playing really fast there. Oh, actually, I have Liforge down to 3 minutes. He's going to have to play fast. He can't be bowed. He can be bowed by the watering. Watering bows over clarity purpose. I have done that many times to poor Phoenix players. Another favorite is using captive audience. That's very funny. At least I think so. The Phoenix players, not so much. Taraka is gonna get bowed. That clarity purpose was a complete waste because of the fortune, but as I said, Liforge is down to 3 minutes. He doesn't have time to think. He only has time to act. So what are the cards left for Kirlis? He has 8 cards left. See, both Noble Sacrifice is gone. I think there's a Bonsai left. I think there's a Fankatana. 2 Fankatanas maybe. I think there's a Tactical Ingenuity left. I think there's a Soul Beyond Approach left. Can line of and political. Ooh, yeah. I mean, there's not much coming in here. It's like 3 skill. Yeah, no storms. So I think definitely Lion can defend political. I think Liforge just mega passes, mega defense this turn, and then just goes right through next turn and slams military next turn, or political or whatever. So ring bows to Raka, Liforge has to play really fast here. I don't think Liforge can win this turn. He's gonna have to pass. He's gonna have to pass, or he's gonna go for an attack. Okay, he's gonna go big here. He's gonna go for the political. And it's gonna be cancel Ngaka. Okay, so Kill is just going for the big province strength. And that's gonna be everybody defend against except the reservist. This game getting tight now. If Kirlis loses this conflict, that's gonna be bad. Although interesting to go for fire instead of void. Void would have been huge for next turn, getting rid of Centauro or Jackie. Look at the time, he's fine. Yeah, he's totally fine. Only 2 minutes left, 2.5 minutes. There's Benton's touch. Whoa, that's gonna go up to 3, up to 5. So that's gonna be a win of the conflict and bow the keeper. But he's gonna need 5, he's gonna need 4 more. And I don't think he has 4 more. Let's see. Oops. He does have 2 Ornith fans. There's an Ornith fan on Kirlis though, so that won't happen. So there's definitely no breaks here. Before with the first Ornith fan. Unless he has a third let go. With 2 let goes played. Needs let go, Ornith fan. And that's +4 and then plus the stronghold. There's Tessin. Of course, he has Tessins. He definitely has at least 1 Tessin. So then that plan is out the window. I don't think he can break here. No breaking here. So just use the trigger and pass. Yep, that's what he's gonna do. 2 minutes left. Can he do it? Can he do it? Sharpen the mind for Kirlis. Kirlis has so much time left. $150 before passes. It took 10 seconds to pass. Now he just passes. He can't do anything. Pass, yes. And Kirlis wins. Now pass from before probably. Yep. And reservist goes in air to get the favor. There's 1 keeper. He shoots with 3. You wanna defense, probably defense, and pass. Looks like a time win. Yeah, probably a time win. No, it's a dishonor victory actually. So it really is the triple victory. Liforge is down to 1 honor, and there's dishonor character leaving play. So yeah, that is actually quadruple victory condition for Kirlis. He wins on struggle breaks, he wins on dishonor, he wins on honor, and he wins on time. But a very nice game played by both players. Really getting hyped for this top 8. First win goes to Greece, but I'm definitely sure that this is not over yet. No enlightenment? Yeah. Yeah, I think Kirlis really needs to put in some enlightenment cards in this deck to make it like a real man's deck. Okay. So let's have a quick recap. So Greece takes the first win. Let's have a quick look at the other matchups. Remember, this is old restricted list, or the current restricted list if you want. So we have Mika versus Nakasuma, both great players. I think Scorpion is favored here. Although it is Nakasuma's meme deck, I think, the Kyunobayushi thing. Then we have Enegon versus Adeptus. This is Scorpion favored, although we do know Enegon is a very good player, Adeptus as well. Next is Nyoiko versus Not Fragile. I think this is... I think it's Dragon favored, but we'll have to see what the Greeks think of that. Next is Crab versus Crane, Janted versus Lineup. Crab Crane, that's probably Crab favored. And then we have Idenobo versus Zoim, and that's probably Phoenix favored. And then we have the Cortex Corsair versus Demagogue. That's probably Dragon favored. So some very interesting matchups here, and they're spread out across the nations. So this series is going to be really cool. But now, time for some spoilers. I will quickly restart the stream to make sure I have the right settings, so bear with me. Just restarting the stream, don't go anywhere.